Howdy folks, Monday Vegan Crow here, and today I'd like to talk to you about mechs. Now, mechs are one of the coolest things to see in fiction, starting in a lot of Japanese fiction like Super Sentai and the many Gundam series, and then moving on to more contemporary stuff like Gurren Lagann and Code Geass and Evangelion, and then seeing international play in things like Pacific Rim, The Matrix, Neil Blomkamp films, and of course Ratatouille. And then even moving on to other mediums, like the super fantastic tabletop role-playing game, the Lancer RPG. The specific piece of mech fiction I want to talk about today comes from self-taught cartoonist, artist, and author Sloane Leong, and it is her fantastic mech novelette, With the Blade as Witness. Now, I want to be careful with this review, because I want to drag you in and convince you to read it, but part of the reason this novelette was such an effective experience for me was experiencing the world-building play out, and I don't want to take that all away from you as you flip from page to page. So the little amount of plot details I will give you is that it revolves around a woman realizing that her survival and the survival of her entire tribe is predicated on her ability to control the tribe's massive armored beast, known as a keeper. Leong is taking concepts of indigenous spirituality and meritocracy and merging them with the images of these massive beasts that are described as fleshy, chitinous, and crystalline. Seriously, just the descriptions of the mechs lying dormant are breathtaking, and the prose is captivating. I should warn, this novel is not for the faint of heart. It contains violence and gore to a substantial degree, but the real potency of its terror and the eventual source of its melancholic beauty comes not in these sequences of horror and violence, but from the description of the way that the pilots and the mechs bond and eventually merge with one another. It's a super fascinating concept that we've seen snippets of throughout the genre. I'm sure someone more experienced in the mech field could give me more potent examples, but it's just something that's really interesting to read. And that's really all I have to say about this novelette. It's a short, quick, and super cool read. It'll probably take you about a night or two if you have that time. I definitely recommend it. I managed to pick up one of the physical copies. Unfortunately, there was only a very small number printed, so for most of you this will be a digital release only. You can find it on the author's h.io page for only $5, which of course I will link in the description. I hope this review convinced you enough to go and check it out, because I definitely think a lot of people would really like this project, and I hope to see you soon, back in the nest. Read more books.